कभी किसी को इतना भी मत डराओ कि डर ही खत्म हो जाए.
Remember this dialogue in the movie about Maricom? किसी को इतना भी मत डराओ कि डर ही खत्म हो जाए. That translates to don't torture anyone so much that they lose the fear of torture itself. This is exactly where Western sanctions on Russia went wrong. Hi and welcome to TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host, Tejasvi Malhotra, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI English channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. Coming back to the story in this video, I'm here to tell you about how Putin has downplayed virtually every other move by Western countries. Vladimir Putin is someone who knows inside and out of the Russian system. The man has been well trained in every kind of warfare, including military, economic, and even information. It is said that he spends a lot of time consuming newspapers. Apparently, it turns out that all these experiences have helped Putin turn Western sanctions into child's play. When Western countries started to impose a flurry of sanctions on Russia, it seemed as if it was all doomed for the country. Depending on the predicting agency, it was being speculated that Russia would lose anywhere between 8 to 15% of its gross domestic product. Apparently, the prediction is now down to 5% of the GDP. It turns out that Putin was well prepared for it. The foremost impact which these sanctions could deliver was on export of Russian oil and gas. To put it plainly, the sanctions actually did not work. As soon as sanctions were announced, Russia galvanized those countries which were willing to take up Russian fuel. Turkey increased its Russian oil import by 50%, while Italy increased it by 200%. Both countries are called weak spots of the sanctions regime. Later, these countries did fall in line with sanctions, but not before pouring money into Russian treasury. To those countries whom Russia can't supply oil due to sanctions, it is indirectly doing it through Middle East giants like Saudi Arabia and UAE. Russia is supplying fuel to Egypt, which again is a weak spot in sanction regime, and from there on, it finds its way to Saudi Arabia. And finally, when it gets Saudi's stamps, it makes its inroads into global oil trade. In June, Saudi Arabia imported 3.2 million barrels of power station fuels from Egypt, when UAE is also buying cheap Russian oil, possibly to sell it in the international market and earn profits. Additionally, Putin administration is also using common sense tricks like ship-to-ship transfer of oil to earn more revenues. And then there are countries like Russia and China. Russia has become main source of oil, with year-on-year jump of 55%. India, on the other hand, is also sidelining OPEC countries in favor of Russia. Russia used to supply anywhere between 1 to 3% of our oil needs. Now, it is on the verge of replacing Iraq as top oil supplier. But export revenues are not enough. Any country needs to have stable currency in order to assure exporters. After sanctions were announced, ruble suddenly tanked in international market. To save its currency, Russian central bank raised the interest rate from 9.5% to 20%. Moreover, Putin has also taken extraordinary measures to manipulate ruble in its favor. These measures include strengthening macroeconomic fundamentals. Since Europe can't stop importing Russian energy, Putin has told them to deposit dollars in Gazprom Bank, the financial arm of Russian energy giant Gazprom. In return, Russia has told them to accept ruble, in turn subtly increasing ruble's acceptancy. These steps have helped Russia evade the impact of swift sanctions on its ruble in massive way. Additionally, Russia's own system for transfer of financial messages has also turned out to be a game changer in neutralizing swift sanctions. Today, ruble is stable, negating Biden's threat of converting it into ruble. One more negative impact of SWIFT was the ousting of Visa and MasterCard from Russian market. Russia now accepts payments in Mir, the Russian alternative payment system. Putin is also taking steps towards eliminating dollar requirement from bilateral trade. Moreover, Russia has roped in the crypto world. Putin administration is planning to issue a gold-backed cryptocurrency in order to sidestep the requirement of excessive centralized currency called dollar. Interestingly, Putin may get help from American miners in this regard. All these initiatives have been successful only because Putin has maintained a strong hold on Russia's power circle. Russia's political system is strongly tilted towards Putin, and nothing wrong can escape Putin's eye. Even the economic system is a mix of oligopolistic capitalism and liberal tax regime. That is why Russian companies have jumped in to save their country, and now products banned for exports are being consumed inside Russia. What Putin is doing may not be accepted by every polity. It is not democratic in nature. But hey, who says only democracy can deliver prosperity? Greeks, Romans, Mesopotamians, every other civilization was prosperous. Democracy was not the reason for prosperity.